How has safe sex affected your love life?
I did ask him if he was gay. Had he ever been gay?
You were actually putting condoms on zucchinis?
My girlfriend and I would blow them up. And
does he ever plan to be gay?
I put water in them.
Has he ever slept with a man?
Just to see like how durable they were.
And you're wearing condoms now, right?
Exactly.
Everything you wanted to know about safe sex on the next Oprah.
Oprah's on Monday at 4 right here on 21 Alive. Madonna. First peek. Nude photos. Everyone wants it. Only Entertainment Tonight has it. An exclusive first look at Madonna's sexually explicit book. Plus, how does two-time Oscar winner Dustin Hoffman feel about his newest role in Hero?
It's just as ambitious and the same amount of narcissism and egocentricity and all that stuff.
It's all on the next Entertainment Tonight. Entertainment Tonight, weeknights at 6:30 on 21 Alive.
For a transcript of Donahue, send $3 to Journal Graphics, 1535 Grant Street, Denver, Colorado, 80203. Or call 303-831-9000. To order a video cassette for only $24.95, just call 1-800-FOR-VIDEO.
What food your child eats can turn your little angel into a little devil. Why kids are going berserk from the food they eat. Next, Donahue.
Yes.
The car dealer is saying that it's going to cost them $6 for each car to mark them.
Right.
We, the buyers, ultimately have to pay for that. It's not just costing you the $6. At the end, when its total bill is balanced out and you drive off with...
Is that all right with you?
That $6 coming out of our pocket.
Is that all right with you?
No.
That's true. That's true. You understand the $6 is approximately what it costs to mark the parts on the cars now, and there are millions of them being done.
Stop coddling the criminal, and I think half our troubles will be over.
Stop coddling the criminal.
Services provided and promotional fees paid by the following.
Kids just pop in the colored pegs to create favorite characters or their own light pictures. Light Bright from Milton Bradley.
Klondike Light Bars taste great with 110 calories and no sugar added, thanks to NutraSweet. Klondike Light, 110 calories, great taste.
Guest accommodations provided by the luxurious Drake Hotel, a Swiss hotel on Park Avenue at 56th Street. Call 800-DRAKE-NY and ask about our weekend getaway and honeymoon packages.
For used sports equipment of all kinds, and even new sporting goods, visit your nearby Play It Again sports store. Our equipment may be used, but it's not used up. Isn't it amazing how fast kids outgrow their hockey equipment? At Play It Again Sports, we'll buy that old equipment and sell you something in a better size.
Stop in today and check out our new shipment of hockey equipment and our exclusive While You Wait skate sharpening service. Computerized sharpening to fit the kind of skating you do. Play It Again Sports.
Well, I think we have an excellent staff of associates here that really make it enjoyable for the customer to come in here.
The teamwork here is great. All of our associates work well together in order to get the job done.
You can join the Scotts team. We're looking for full and part-time people pleasers to work in all Scotts stores. Apply today and join the best customer service team in Northeast Indiana.
The most important part of my job is making the kids happy. Because if the kids are happy, the parents are happy. And they will do what? Keep shopping at Scotts.
He could be the boy next door, even your own child. Junior high and high school students are using drugs and alcohol in record numbers. More juveniles are being charged with serious crimes. Is there anything we can do to help? I'm Keith Edwards. Join me for a special presentation, Inside Out, Seeds of Hope. We'll introduce you to some local teens with problems and have counselors here to answer your questions. So be sure to tune in to Inside Out, Seeds of Hope, brought to you by these companies who care, tonight at 7 on 21 Alive.
Tune in for one of Fort Wayne's own stories today on Maury.
This woman says when she walks down the street with her baby, heads turn. She is raising her children to be racists. And she says it's not easy. Believe it or not, she says her entire family has been discriminated against because they are in the Klan. The story next. Today, we thought we should talk about this idea. Should members of discriminatory groups, like the Klan, be protected themselves from discrimination? All right, to get us started, meet Terry. She says she is proud to be a member of the Klan in Texas. Some of her neighbors made it clear to her that she had to make a choice. It was either leave the Klan or they were going to run her out of town. Last year, something very dramatic happened to Terry. Terry, what happened?
I was working at a hospital, Sally, and these black men kept coming. I was the bookkeeper of the canteen at the hospital, and the black men would come by my window. I had a bulletproof window glass that I had to work behind, and they would say, "Are you a true Texan?" Well, I was innocent, and I...
Are you a true
Texan?
What does true Texan mean?
Okay, well, I said several times to several occasions, yes, I am, and proud of it. And the black men just kept coming, and finally I asked one of them, "What do you mean? I thought everybody that was born in Texas is a true Texan." And they said, no, you're a true Texan if you're white and you've been to bed with a black person. I said, no, I am not a true Texan, and I never will be.
Never heard that phrase. It's kind of...
Well, it's very common in the town that I'm from. And the harassment began with my boss, and he doubled my workload, and he became very emotionally very cruel. And I finally decided that I could not take the abuse anymore.
Was he becoming emotional and cruel? I'm just asking you your opinion, because you felt...
Oh, he would snap at me and talk to me like I was a dog, like I was just nothing in the atmosphere. He would question my work that he had never questioned before, and double the workload, literally.
Do you think that was sexual harassment?
I know it was. I know it was. And it was because I chose to continue to stay with my white culture.
Okay. Well, or it isn't necessarily white culture. Maybe that you didn't want to go to bed with anyone in the hospital.
Right, true.
So what did you do?
I quit the job, and I went to work at another hospital in the same town, and the black men in housekeeping would come by and ask me on a regular basis, have you gotten married yet? And finally, I didn't understand what the purpose was. I said, why would it matter whether I'm married or not? I'm single, and, why get married these days anyway? And he said, well, men like us like women like you. And this basically was definite repercussions of the fact that I made it quite clear that I would not go to bed with a black man. And I started asking security.
Well, what is that? I mean,
it's a mannequin's head that was put on fire and thrown out at my job. It scorched the pavement. The stain is still in the pavement in the front door of this hospital. My life was definitely threatened. I mean, if your face is on fire laying on the ground, you take it as a personal threat. During the same week, my home was broken into. A little house that I have on my land was broken into. My daughter, that was 14, and a friend of hers, this was during the summer, they were chased at 3:30 in the morning to a neighbor's house. The boys surrounded the house, held them captive until 6 o'clock in the morning, and then after all of this happened is when the head was thrown out at me. And I called the Sheriff's Department detectives and Waco PD detectives, and they said it was definitely a direct threat to my life, because they let me know that they knew where I lived, they let me know that they knew where I worked, and that I better not be caught in a precarious situation alone anywhere. They had tried to run me off of the road.
Now, this is beyond sexual harassment, Terry.
Yes.
Why do you think all these people were doing this to you?
Because I would not go. If I had given in and gone to bed with black men...
So you think it's still just sexual harassment? You don't think it has anything...
Oh, I think it's racial. Definite racial. And they turn it into sexual harassment eventually. But if you don't...
So it didn't have anything to do with you joining the Ku Klux Klan?
Yes. I had been walking around to security, definitely, and saying I would love to have an application to the KKK. I'm sick and tired of these things happening to my life because I refused to go to bed with a black man.
Did you join the Klan?
Yes, I did. I did not until a year later. but I did join.
Do you feel good about, are you still a member?
Yes, I am.
Did you leave town?
I have to drive 100 miles north and go for employment in a town close to Dallas, Texas. So in essence, yes, I've had to leave town to survive.
Do you belong to the Klan in your new town?
Yes.
You do.
So what does the Klan do for you?
They give me the emotional support in a Christian way that a white woman needs with the pressures that are coming from them in all the wrong ways.
Let me ask you another question, Terry. Suppose the boss had been a white man. Suppose you had been discriminated, sexually harassed by everybody in the staff being white. Would you still have joined the Klan?
Yes, I would have.
Why?
Because I think there's a wonderful thing to be able to stand up for your color and your heritage.
Okay, so it's more than just, all right, very interesting. Question?
You made the statement that the KKK helped you in a Christian way. Do you believe that they are a Christian organization?
The Knights of the Ku Klux Klan is definitely, the application that you sign as a member states that we are a Christian-oriented organization. If it had not been Christian-oriented, I would not have joined. Jesus is my Savior, and I will not sell my soul to any man on this earth.
Well, I have a problem believing that.
Believing what part of it?
That it's a Christian organization.
Okay. Should she have a problem with that?
All I can say to that is what has happened in the past I had no part of, and I'm doing the best I can do as a white lady in America to set the example, to be proud to be the white lady that I am and stand up for my culture and my heritage in all the right ways.
Are you still being discriminated against now that you're a member of the Klan?
Well, not as much so. Yes, I'm still having, just within this past month, I had the sheriff's department out at my house because a friend of mine was spending the night and my daughter saw a person in my kitchen, in my house. Yes, I am still being harassed in my home. These people had come into my home. They were in the kitchen. And this girl that got upset literally moved a piano in front of the door and started crying. And she's not emotionally unstable at all because she said, my 3 babies are here. I'm so afraid they're going to kill us and my 3 kids. And the sheriff's department did come out and make a report on this.
You chose to wear your T-shirt today, right?
Yes.
Your Klan T-shirt. Do you do that in your town? I mean,
no, ma'am. No, you do not. No.
Say a prayer request for you?
Yes, you may.
All right, I will. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. When we come back, you may have read about my next guest in the papers. He brought his Klan robes into the dry cleaners, and he said the clerk doubled the price. Now, he's saying that's discrimination. We're going to talk with the disgruntled Klansman, and we're going to talk with the person who owns the store and find out the rest of the story next.
Hi, I'm Lonnie Daniels. You know, there was a time when I could barely squeeze into this size 12 pair of pants. Don't need them anymore, because I called Nutrisystem, and I got down to a size 8, thanks to Nutrisystem. But more importantly, I learned how to keep the weight off with Nutrisystem. Food doesn't control me anymore. Call Nutrisystem. Our Nutrisystem $19 Get Started program, plus the cost of meals. Call 1-800-321-FIN for details. Don't put it off, take it off.
Save big during the rockin'est, rollin'est good old days sale ever at Value City. A $500,000 special purchase. Famous Kentex mini blinds, not $12. Your choice, $4.99. A great selection of Spartus wall clocks, not $15 to $30. Only $4.99 to $6.99. And part of a $7 million buyout. A huge selection of Famous Maker double roll wallpaper, not $12 to $30. Your choice, only $2.99. During the good old days sale at all Value City department stores.
These are the children of B Window. We want you to save during our factory sale.
This means huge savings, plus no payments till May.
Most B Windows are made right here in Indiana. Join our celebration of our factory workers.
Memories of a Murder, one of Fort Wayne's own stories on the next Maury.
Monday at 11 on 21 Alive.
This is for all the women who know that beauty and vitality have nothing to do with age. Make sure you have the full support of your bones by preventing and treating osteoporosis, the debilitating disease that can result from excessive bone loss after menopause. Whatever your age, ask your doctor if you're at risk or call us.
Discriminate, what happens when they are discriminated against? What are their rights? We're back talking to members of the Ku Klux Klan. They say they're a minority in this country and that you should feel sympathetic towards them because of the discrimination that they are forced to deal with daily. I want you to meet Hank. He's from Florida. Instead of spending his Saturday nights going bowling with the guys, he goes to Klan rallies where he wears the traditional white robe. Now this gets, I think, kind of silly, but a month ago, he took his robes into the local dry cleaner and came face to face with discrimination. What happened?
First, Sally.
You really feel the dry cleaner discriminated because it was you asked them to clean the robe?
Yes, I went in to have the robes altered. I wanted the cuff shortened and the hem, and they told me a price of $8 originally. When I went back to pick up the robes, the price was $46, and I complained about the overcharge, and they said, you'll have to now drive down almost to Miami to pick up the robes, which was about a 45-hour drive. And the lady that owned the place, Mrs. Singer, claimed that if I didn't pay the $46, she would rip all the stitching out and give them back to me torn up.
We have on the phone from Florida, Vivian, who is the owner of the Aristocrat Cleaners. Vivian, thank you for joining us. Are you the woman who said you'd rip out the stitches, or what happened? I'd be pretty annoyed if somebody quadrupled the price, I would guess, at this point.
At least.
Vivian?
Yes, I'm here.
You must not have heard me. Thank you for being with us. And what happened? Did you threaten to rip out all the stitches on his robe?
Well,
are you the one who did that, or did it happen?
No, no, no. It wasn't like that. When the young man brought the robe in, first of all, our counter person did not know it was a robe. She wrote down on the invoice a coat, and of course we have the invoice. He asked to have the sleeve shortened, and she told him the price of $8 and gave him his copy of the invoice. He then asked about having the hem shortened on one coat as it was. So he was given a price, and yes, he agreed to the price. And
Sally, that's false.
That
that's totally false.
You mean he was given?
May I finish?
Yeah. Was he given? We're confused. Was he given a price of $48?
No. He was given a price of $8 for having the sleeve shortened on one garment. Then he asked to have the hem done. After that, he took another garment from under his arm and said, "Fine, he will have both done." Now, he had the original invoice in his hand. She was erroneous in not taking it back and marking 2 garments and the price of each item that had to be done.
That story's a total lie. I was fitted in both robes by the seamstress there, who was an illegal, more than likely an illegal immigrant. She sounded like she was from the islands. And the payoff is I was given a receipt for $8. I was told it would be $8 for both robes, for the hems, for the cuffs. And when I returned to pick them up, it was $46. The lady that owns Aristocrat Cleaners said her her son was a lawyer, and that he advised her to rip all the stitchings out of the robes and made me drive an hour down almost into Miami to pick them up.
Is that true, Vivian?
No, unfortunately, it is not true. That's one that, you know, you hear both sides of the story, and then there is the third side. So what the story that I said, or the side that I've just repeated, is actually the factual side, number one. Number two, the woman who did the work, our seamstress, is a Jamaican, and I would not employ anyone who is not here legally, because we are a very, very reputable company with several stores in the area. I think it's 8 now, to be exact. The way I told the story is the way it was repeated to me from the counter girl. And again, we had no knowledge of them being Ku Klux Klan robes. On his invoice is written down one coat. And that's the way it was. And the invoice writing does not lie.
If you had known they were Ku Klux Klan robes, would you have jacked up the price?
Of course not. The price was not $8 for everything. And I'll tell you something.
Their attitude
if they were potato sacks,
Sally,
the price
their attitude had
the same
completely
thing.
changed. They didn't know they were robes when I dropped them off. When I went to pick them up, they were clearly aware that they were Klan robes. The price had tripled, maybe 6 times, $46. I had to drive to Miami, and I went there, and all of her employees, for the most part, were in fact immigrants from other countries. She doesn't hire white people. It was just like, I wondered if they all had green cards.
Mm-hmm. Question.
Yes.
Yes, I'd like to ask the gentleman, doesn't it seem a little bit unreal for items to be hemmed and cuffed for $8?
I thought that was a fair price myself. I was fitted in both. I thought it was great.
I find this very difficult to believe. Listening to all this, the fact you're saying discrimination because you're bothered by a few people. We have a police department. Why the KKK? That's number one. Number two, if anybody in this audience hasn't been taken by a dry cleaner, believe me, a pair of pants, $5 or $6. Now you're getting sewing, $8, you're ridiculous. And why blame...
Vivian, no insult intended to the owners of the dry cleaning store. Thank you. Hank, he says he finds it hard to believe you were... Thank you for being with us, Vivian. Hank, you were also arrested recently for wearing the Klan hood in public. Can you tell me what happened with that? That's more serious.
We were at a Labor Day white rights rally in Atlanta, Georgia, the 60th annual event, and there was a march and rally, and I was arrested for having on my Klan robe and the hood and the face mask, which I wasn't aware was against the law.
The reason for being arrested was that you were wearing a mask and a robe, not for disturbing the peace or anything like that.
And I immediately removed it, and the officers put it back on me. I took it off. I said I wasn't aware of the law. They put it back on.
Why did they put it back on?
I guess to affect the arrest. I don't know, publicity. I don't know their motive, but the payoff is, in Florida, I contacted the ACLU, and they said that that law was found to be unconstitutional. I'd like to know why in one state it can be a misdemeanor or against the law. Everything should be uniform, and I think that's why we have the Ku Klux Klan, because a lot of the things against the white people, specifically this one incident, it's unconstitutional what they're doing to us. The criminals in Washington, D.C., everyone agrees there's problems with this country. For the most part, this country's not going, this country's gone. We need to stop immigration, foreign aid, gun control. One thing after another, the District of Criminals, Washington, D.C., what new corruption scandal next?
Can I get back to being arrested? I've never heard of a law where it's illegal to wear a gown and a mask.
New York does have the anti-mask law. I was afraid of being arrested as I stepped off of the stage here today and called the Chamber of Commerce and went through several phone calls in trying to find out if there was an anti-mask law. They said it's normally not enforced here, but there definitely is a law, so we could not.
We see people occasionally wearing masks, all kinds.
Yes, but you know, Sally, for the reason that we are here, we would have been discriminated against, I firmly believe, if we'd come on with the mask. You know, the blacks have their organization, the Mexicans have their organization, yet the white people are supposed to run and hide and in secret be proud of their organization and who they are. This is wrong.
By the way, so you feel that you were arrested. The law in Florida, in Georgia says you can't wear a gown and a mask, and you feel that that was a discriminatory arrest. What did they do?
I think it's unconstitutional. It's against our white right for freedom of speech. It was a Klan rally. It wasn't like I was out provoking people. It wasn't like I was on someone's lawn out here in the audience trying to intimidate, harass, or bother someone, cause a demonstration. We were having a lawful parade in March. How about everyone can go to work with these Malcolm X and these racist? Jesse Jackson goes around the country preaching his anti-white hate. Martin Luther King is God. People can go into their jobs with these T-shirts on, but if the white man goes in with, say, David Duke, Ku Klux Klan, what are they going to do? You're going to be sent home, punched off the clock. This country is way out of balance, and the minorities are running this country. I thought from the Constitution, this is a country that's ruled by majority rules. We are being taken over by third world immigrants with this immigration. We're sending billions of dollars overseas to foreign countries in foreign aid, which is another point of welfare. We've got millions of people homeless. This country has gone to hell, and it's time that the Ku Klux Klan takes this country back.
I did not. Let me just disagree with you on one point strongly. I do believe Jesse Jackson is a fine person who promotes brotherly love as
I think it's really silly how you constantly throw around the words unconstitutional and things about our government. What about all the things that the Klan has done over the years that have been shown to the American people?
I can't speak for back in the Civil War and back hundreds of years ago.
These things still go on today.
Okay.
And I don't think, if you want to present yourself in a way that you are just this righteous organization, Christian, I mean, all men are created equal. What about that?
That is the biggest lie that ever. Do you really think if we're all created equal, young lady,
do you read the Bible? Do you even know what's going on? I went
why
to
did
the
your
UN
mother
tour the
marry
other day.
one?
There's
Why
a
did
thing
your
that
mother
says
marry a Negro?
All men are created
if
equal.
we're all created
for all
equal,
the countries that are represented over there.
Why didn't your mother marry a Negro? We're all created equal. You're a liberal.
Well,
we need to get back to the laws of our God.
I would like to say that I am trying to carry forth my culture and my heritage in the right ways, and that, you know, I should not be ashamed of being a part of a white organization.
What are your beliefs?
In what way?
Well, you said you wanted to carry forward your beliefs. I was asking what they were.
We just believe in standing together and uniting together in the white men's rights and their forces in being involved fairly on just ground in politics, in religion, in everything.
Do you believe the races should be separated?
This is my belief. I do not believe, say, two babies born in a hospital, one black and one white, that either baby is better than the other. A person is who they are from their heart and their mind. Color is not the most important thing. It's the fact that the people of color are handling it, using it with blackmail and all the wrong ways.
We're looking at a major American problem, and that is rights without responsibilities. We have rights for everyone. Sister soldier, iced tea, homosexuals, women, etc., endlessly. What we need is some responsibility with these rights, and I think that a lot of us feel that that's where the KKK is in trouble. They don't have or show the responsibility that we would like to see.
And this is what I'm trying to do.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm white, obviously, and I'm a Christian. From what I know, the KKK is one of the most discriminatory groups I've ever heard. And
we're the most persecuted.
If I'm black and I'm Christian, I can't join your group, and now you're crying because people are discriminating against you?
Blacks have the NAACP. You have groups that fight for the Mexican right, Asian groups. What about the Klan? What about P.O. Box 2222, Harrison, Arkansas? Why don't you write for some literature? Why don't you read some paperwork first, and then you can make your own decision?
I've read your paperwork. I've heard you guys rattle off at the mouth, and I haven't heard anything to make me want to join.
I'd like to ask both of you. You both say you're Christian and you feel that you're being discriminatory, but what's the difference between the Ku Klux Klan and the House of God? what can the Ku Klux Klan do for someone as opposed to someone, I'm Christian, I go to church, I read the Bible,
Ku Klux
and I
Klan
pray.
has given me emotional support that I can't call God on the phone.
What's the difference? What's the difference?
The difference is they talk to me, they tell me, Terry, it's okay. It's all right that you're being discriminated
But they
against.
do that in church too. If you go to church and you
I
read
do
the
that.
Bible,
I get
you
the
say
support.
Jesus is your Savior. How can you discriminatory? How can you be against someone?
Why should I be ashamed of being a part of a white organization?
There's nothing wrong with being part of a white organization, but if you're so
The
proud
Ku
of
Klux
being
Klan
part
is
of the
the white
KKK, why do you guys
organization.
wear a mask? Why do you cover your faces?
Good point. All right. Speaking of the mask, when we come back, we're going to meet a husband and wife who say their children should have the right to wear the mask, to wear the symbols of the Klan, anytime, any place they want. Their story next.
America, got any plans for dinner?
I feel like chicken tonight, like chicken tonight.
Don't be shy. You want Chicken Tonight simmer sauces from Ragu? Let us know.
Like chicken tonight.
8 great flavors full of real vegetables and herbs, like country French chicken and chicken cacciatore.
I feel like chicken tonight.
Just brown the chicken, simmer, and serve.
Like chicken tonight.
Chicken Tonight simmer sauces from Ragu. It's gonna be great tonight.
I feel like chicken tonight.
A message from Sweeney, Pfeiffer, and Blackburn.
Do you remember when doctors and lawyers made house calls? At Sweeney, Pfeiffer, and Blackburn, we make free home and hospital visits every day. If you've been injured in an automobile accident, it's important to talk to an attorney early to understand your full legal rights. If you're unable to come to our office, we will come to you.
Sweeney, Pfeiffer, and Blackburn, attorneys for injured people.
To doctor a cough, you have to keep up with the latest medicine for your family. Like Robitussin cough drops from the people whose cough medicine is recommended by more doctors and pharmacists.
Try this, it works.
Robitussin cough drops have an active ingredient that speeds relief right to your cough to soothe and medicate.
Try this. It works.
Robitussin cough drops. Cough drops from the cough experts.
It's every homeowner's worst nightmare, the sight of flames, the sound of all your worldly possessions going up in smoke, and sometimes the feeling of grief when fire takes the life of a loved one. But you can prevent tragedy by investing a few dollars and learning fire safety tips. This is Richard Pyatt. Monday on Liveline, we take your calls about Fire Prevention Week. It's an annual effort designed to keep you alive. Ask firefighters what you can do to keep flames from burning you. Fire Prevention, Monday on Liveline.
How has safe sex affected your love life?
I did ask him if he was gay. Had he ever been gay?
You were actually putting condoms on zucchinis?
My girlfriend and I would blow him up. And does he ever plan to be gay? I put water on him. Has he ever slept with a man?
Just to see like how durable they were. And you're wearing condoms now, right?
Exactly.
Everything you wanted to know about safe sex on the next Oprah.
Oprah's on Monday at 4 right here on 21 Alive.
74-year-old Margaret married 32-year-old Jeff for love, but he swindled her out of a fortune. Women who say, I was conned by a younger man.
I was just very vulnerable.
Next, Sally.
I want you to meet Greg and Tammy. They are bringing up their twins, Jimmy and Timmy, and their 3-month-old baby boy, Ian, to believe that the white race should be separate. Now, that's not what we were hearing from Terry. Greg says this has not been easy on his wife and family. In fact, it got him fired. What happened, Greg?
Basically, I was working in Northern Virginia for a company, and I was putting out my political beliefs, which is called literature leaflets, onto cars in mall parking lots, as the Republicans and Democrats do in this nation. And basically, the cops got involved, and then the state police got involved, and eventually the Federal Bureau of Ignorance got involved, and they basically threatened my company. If I was not fired, they was going to take their company vehicle. Well, that was a dispute against me, not the company I was working for.
So you feel you were discriminated against and fired because of distributing the leaflets. Were you distributing the leaflets on their time or on your time?
My own time.
Okay. Greg, there was a similar story to yours that took place 6 months ago in New York. A man by the name of Bill Hoff was employed at the Third World Personnel Agency. That was until the employer found out that he was the grand dragon of the KKK in New York. His boss fired him on the spot. Angel, do you call yourself Angel or Angel?
Angel.
Angel Williams was the boss that did the firing. Angel, was Bill Hoff open with you about what he did with his time off?
No, he was not open at all about his off time. In fact, there was no indication that he was a part of the press organizations such as the KKK. We were made aware of this by the Jewish Defense Organization, by Operation Klan Kicker, which offered a hotline to call in and find out who was a member of the neo-Nazi organizations or groups like the KKK, which inception was for the purpose of undermining the reconstructed states of the South. And to do so, they had to basically put the fear of God in all people of color, African American and Latinos, and third world people.
What does your third world personnel agency seek to do?
Third world personnel services seek to employ, empower, and to groom people of all colors, nationality, and cultural backgrounds for the corporate world, the corporate workplace, to assimilate into the workforce.
Isn't it strange that a man from the KKK would want to work for your company, and isn't it discriminatory that he was fired because he belonged?
Well, this is the question, Sally. We don't know if he wanted to work at Third World Personnel Services. The name Third World itself strikes a very sensitive chord for many people. Third World.
How long had he worked there?
For approximately 3 months.
But he must have wanted to work there. You mean he was assigned to work there?
Well, obviously he had an ulterior motive because we represent everything that he diametrically opposed.
So was he fired because he belonged to the Klan?
Yes, he was.
He was fired because he belonged to the Klan.
Because of his philosophical beliefs and his ideologies that he perpetuated
My name is Reverend Hess. I represent the New York Church of the Creator. First of all, you're a racist and a bigot, okay? You discriminate against that man just because he belongs to the KKK. The Jewish Defense Organization is run by Malachi Levy. That man is a racist and a bigot, okay? It's okay for the blacks to follow Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, all right? But when the whites want to stick together, we're racist and we're haters, okay? We're not haters. The Church of the Creator is a white racial organization. We want the whites to stick together.
That's
the difference between us and the Klan is they're Christian, we're non-Christian, okay? And why is it okay for all these other groups to exist except for the white groups?
Wait, your organization is called Church of the Creator, but you're not Christian.
No, we're a non-Christian group.
What is the religious affiliation?
We believe nature's eternal religion.
Sorry?
Nature's eternal religion.
Okay.
How about the Third World Employment Agency? You know, you ought to work in some of our major cities. New York's a good one, LA, New Orleans, Miami, because this country is becoming a third world country with this open border policy. We need to station troops on our southern border. We need to halt immigration. We need to stop foreign aid, which is welfare. We need to take care of America first. This country cannot go on like it is. We have a welfare underclass.
This country was made great because of immigrants. There just happened to be immigrants.
Right.
Wait, I'll get to you in a moment. Let me get back to a point. Joining us on the phone is Ed Martone. He is the head of the ACLU in New Jersey. Ed, what rights do members of a discriminatory group actually have? In other words, one, we want to ask about wearing the robes in public. Are you allowed to wear a robe in public?
Well, the simple answer, Sally, is yes. People have a right to free expression in the First Amendment.
Are you allowed to wear a mask? Our guest was arrested for wearing a mask and a robe in public. That was the charge.
Well, I don't know the facts in his particular case.
I don't know the facts. Let's get back to immigration. You said this country was a nation of immigrants.
Wait.
Why can't Europeans...
Let me just, please be polite for just a moment.
What I'm saying, Sally, is that you can wear what you want. You can express yourself any way you want, certainly in public, as long as there isn't a safety or health risk imposed, as long as it isn't intended to threaten or terrorize someone.
You do understand he was claiming, and it seems that he was arrested for wearing a mask and a robe. Let me ask you another question. We're talking with the gentleman from the Third World Employment Agency who fired someone when he found out he was a member of the Klan. How do you feel, how does the ACLU, or how do you feel about that?
Well, there's no civil liberties violation there necessarily.
None.
Because
He is allowed to fire whoever he wants.
He can fire the white man. He can discriminate against the white man. While these third world people and minorities are taking over the country.
Please let me finish.
Immigrants.
Okay, let me finish talking. Go ahead, sir.
Can I finish my answer?
Yes, please.
The answer is, in a nutshell, in a private setting, you don't enjoy constitutional rights. Your rights are only guaranteed in relationship to the government. Unfortunately, in my view, a private employer can discriminate against someone based upon real or perceived political beliefs.
Angel did not in any way break the law.
I don't think he did, no.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, Sally, it was a business necessity, a business justifiable necessity, because lynching in this country is a tradition, a ritual in the South. It is not anything of the past. It still happens today. The Klan is the same Klan as they were in 1923.
Well, you mentioned immigrants coming in this country, Angel. Now, are you aware that the federal government will not allow Europeans, people of white descent? All we're letting in this country are people from Mexico, Haiti, third world countries, the poorest people in the world, and we simply cannot afford to take every poor...
Yes,
Haiti, they want the Haitians to come in next. 10, 15% have tested positive with AIDS, HIV, and they want to become citizens. Who's going to pay for that?
I got a question.
Question?
I just want to know why you wear the robes and the masks, and why do you burn crosses? What are the symbols? What
It's a cross lighting. It's not burning a cross. It's to signify that we're proud, that we want to light up our pride.
She's asking a question that bears answering. What does the symbol of the robe and the mask mean? Is that what you're asking? Okay.
It's our sacred, traditional, ceremonial outfit. When we light the Christ, we don't burn the cross. When we light the cross, we do it as a symbol of freedom against tyranny. Our federal government has discriminated against the original founding fathers, our great white race that gave this nation the laws, morals, cultures, tradition. This civilization is going to be lost. All right. Soon this country will be another Mexico.
Just answer the question. Say it was a symbol.
What do you mean when you say it's a symbol of Christ? Burning a cross.
Lighting the cross. No one says any...
Christ crucified on the cross? Was Christ crucified on the cross?
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was. Okay, that is a symbol of Christ, right?
No,
if you go to church and there's a cross, is that Christ?
I go to church, but not what you guys are talking. I think you all are very racist because you really don't know what discrimination is. You say yourself you're head of Klan.
Are you an immigrant?
Right?
Are you an immigrant? Was your ancestors an immigrant?
American,
no, he said we're all immigrants
here. And it doesn't matter because you're very angry. You're very racist and everything. And what about all the people down south? We black people has been tormented.
You come over on a boat and you work.
Houses been burned down.
You're not an immigrant. This is not me.
You sit over there and you say you're a racist.
I agree.
Owned a slave.
But you're not an immigrant.
I have never. There isn't a slave alive here today. If you think we owe a great debt to black people, if you think for one moment I owe them nothing, I have never owned a slave.
But what about your father and forefather? Did they not own slaves?
Did the Egyptians
Did they not take the black women and put them into their homes?
How long
are you going to raise your children?
We saved you. We saved you from a torture more unspeakable than death. It's true. The cannibalism.
Wait. All right, stop.
In Africa.
Sorry, hold. What was it you were saying?
Every slave ship was owned by a Jew, not a white man, okay? The slaves ran the Jews here. Out of all the slaves in the world, 5% were brought to the United States. All the slaves taken from Africa, 5% to the United States. And the only ones who were pissed off are the ones who are here. Because we keep on giving and giving and giving, and it's not enough.
It's got to stop, and it's got to stop now.
When are you going to be happy? When you take all my check and give it to some minority group? And then I have to rely on the federal government myself? Because you just take more and more? Don't shake your head. They're taking 35% of your check, not unless you're on the system already.
A lot of people come to Subway for big food. They're in for a shock when they see our new 79-cent round sandwiches. Not just because of their shape, but because it's pretty amazing to think you can get a delicious sandwich on fresh baked bread for only 79 cents. They're perfect for people who don't want to pay a lot to eat with one hand. 79 cents, not since you were a little kid, has your lunch money jingled.
For more information on the new 79-cent sandwiches, bring your appetite to the Subway near you.
You'll be able to bank at more NBD Summit Bank locations here in Fort Wayne.
Our branch offices will be staffed with more people.
Our customers will be able to bank at over 500 offices throughout the Midwest and Florida.
You will be able to use any NBD ATM machine without incurring any transaction fees.
We will be able to offer many investment alternatives, such as annuities and mutual funds.
The bank of the future is here right now.
He could be the boy next door, even your own child. Junior high and high school students are using drugs and alcohol in record numbers. More juveniles are being charged with serious crimes. Is there anything we can do to help? I'm Keith Edwards. Join me for a special presentation, Inside Out, Seeds of Hope. We'll introduce you to some local teens with problems and have counselors here to answer your questions. So be sure to tune in to Inside Out, Seeds of Hope, brought to you by these companies who care, tonight at 7 on 21 Alive.
The future of Fort Wayne weather may be decided now. I'm Jay Walker.
And I'm Chris Bradley. That's why 21 Alive is urging you to sign the NexRad petition.
NexRad is a new weather radar capable of detecting tornadoes and severe storms up to 30 minutes before they strike.
But Fort Wayne has been left off the list of cities to receive NexRad, and as a result, the National Weather Service here will close within 2 years.
Help us keep the Weather Service open. Sign the NexRad petition at any neighborhood Scott's food stores.
Accommodations for guests of the Sally Jesse Raphael Show were provided by the new luxury Ramada Renaissance Times Square Hotel at 48th Street and 7th Avenue, New York City.
Tammy, are you concerned that getting the children to wear the robes and the hats, what that would do to them as children? Are you worried about that?
Yes, I am. I mean, I can look at this audience right now, and they're looking at my kids. Right. And they are saying, oh, that's just terrible. She's a terrible mother. It's disgusting. What would happen to me if I walked? What would happen to me if I walked down the street right now with my kids? People would look at me and they would persecute my children.
Somebody's head in because he had a Nation of Islam hat on, then they would say, well, that's a racial act. But if they walk down the street with a hood on and got beat, it was just something natural.
Is it not right? When kids go to school,
they shouldn't be oppressing
nothing
somebody.
but programming. If that's the word
but are you right in doing that with your children?
Yes, that is my belief.
This really disturbs me. I have a 3-year-old, and if my position, my job was a firefighter, I would not have my child wear a firefighter suit to school. I would not want my child, whatever I did or whatever I believed, I would not want my child to be ridiculed by the children and put them through that every day.
Well, my child will not go to a public school.
It doesn't matter.
Right there.
You don't think they're going to get ridiculed from a private school? Do you teach them in the home?
Yes.
Yes, we will. When they start
if they wear this in public, isn't this going to do something to them? Are you not worried about that?
It's going to make them very racially conscious. It's going to make them know why people are prejudiced. There's prejudice against white people like us. All you people in here are prejudiced against us. If you love so many people, why don't you love us?
We're all created equal, right?
All created equal. You should just close your eyes to racism
raising their kids not to see color. Because I raised my child, he's 10 years old, he don't see color. I gotta have a purple person sitting in my house. Oh, mommy, who's your friend? That's it.
If you get a purple person, would you send them to the show? She's agreed if she got a purple person, she'd send them to the show. Yes, ma'am.
I would love you, but you wouldn't love half the people in this room. That's the first comment.
Yes, I see, that's what you are stereotyping me. We put these outfits on, and it's a stereotype.
And
if I was on the street, you would smile at me and say hi.
Excuse me, I had done nothing to the black man when he threatened my life. Excuse me. All I did was say no to going to bed with him. Used to put those children...
Our lives focus around our families. They offer the support and love that helps us thrive, yet even the closest of families face pressures that can be difficult to deal with and emotionally devastating. That's why, over the next year, 21 Alive, the Fort Wayne area McDonald's restaurants and Physicians Health Plan have teamed up to celebrate the family, sharing in the ups and downs and providing answers to life's difficult questions with Family Works. Watch for these specials and join us with these companies who care as we reaffirm our commitment to family.
Wild Birds Unlimited.
Honey, ring that dinner bell.
At Wild Birds Unlimited, we're dedicated to helping you enjoy your hobby of backyard bird feeding. Our bird seed and suet are now on sale. And don't forget to take advantage of our free bird seed storage service.
Wild Birds Unlimited. We bring people and nature together.
It's been a long, hard fight to get a baseball team here in Fort Wayne on the professional level, but we finally got it done. But we still have one problem. What do we call them?
21 Alive, WAJI, ASAR's Big Boy, the Fort Wayne newspapers, and Delta Airlines want you to name our new baseball team. You can get your entry form in the Sunday Journal-Gazette or pick it up at any ASAR's Big Boy. A panel of experts will judge the entries, and the winner gets a trip for two coach class anywhere in the continental U.S. compliments of Delta Airlines.
How about the Fort Wayne fastballs?
The Old Forts.
The Summit City Slickers.
The weather is starting to change, and that means Old Man Winter will be here soon. Hi, I'm Jay Walker. We at 21 Alive, the Civitan Club, and our young friends want every child to stay healthy and warm this winter. But we need your help. Give Coats for Kids. During October, drop off kids' coats, new or used, at any of the Swiss or Betty Bright cleaners in town. The coats will be cleaned, then distributed to needy children before the freezing temperatures arrive. So give a kid's coat and warm up a kid's winter.
And you don't know how to clean? If so, call me and tell me your story. During the last break, we had a tremendous commotion here in our audience, and we asked if you'd like to have the children, which if they were my children, I would not want them to hear all this yelling and hatred and all of that.
I don't believe in sheltering my child from the truth. Okay, you say I have hatred in my blood.
I didn't say that,
No, I know you don't, but the audience says that. Okay, but no, I want them to see that I'm not the only one. I know.
I'm just concerned that they are innocent children, and when they hear all of this and see all this, that maybe that isn't right for them, and we wanted to take the children, not have the children. Are you sure that that's the... I mean, I have no right to tell parents how to bring up their kids. I never would do that. But...
You're done taking your picture?
Is it all right?
Want to go back in the back?
Would you like to go in the back?
Want to go have a soda?
You want to go by yourself, or you want to stay with Mama?
I think they're happy here.
Are you? Okay.
Because Mama has to stay with
you know, yes, go ahead, talk.
Hi. I really don't think anybody should ever be prejudiced against, number one, for any reason. However, I feel very strongly about one thing. And you brought up a lot of different groups of people of different colors, people's religions, etc. And there's radical groups, and that's, you all seem to say that you think that the Klan, or maybe in your heart you feel this way, that the Klan truly is going to help you and they're kind people, but you know what? We all have to open up our eyes. Look, he's wearing a swastika on his head. That's something of hatred, killing. And, you know...
The love of your own is hatred?
No.
The love of your own is hatred?
No, it's not. You can love whoever you want. We all can. However, when we go and hurt or infringe on other people's rights, that's what brings on prejudice. So, let me just finish this one, okay? In my entire life, I have never, ever, ever, ever hurt anybody deliberately, okay, because sometimes something happens. And I try never to judge people on anything but exactly what they're doing. And if somebody wants to do whatever it is, whether they want to bring their robe in and get it fixed, or if they want to work for a company, as long as they don't infringe the other people's rights or hurt or bring down, or bring everybody else down. And what I'm saying is that if I go around preaching, let's kill this one, let's hurt this one.
We don't preach violence,
but you know what? You may not preach it, but you do it.
We're not a violent group, and I'd like to thank you on behalf of the Knights of the Ku Klux Klan. I think you're a very cultured, beautiful white woman, and I just think it's a pleasure to be here.
Fine. The Ku Klux Klan, I try to stay attuned how this gentleman stays with all topics. But the Ku Klux Klan originally was not started for the purpose of hatred, but it, as well as the other groups, do bring on that type of aggression, and it brings on people get hurt, and that's what...
Okay. Hold for a minute.
Sorry,
yes. Are you all right?
Oh, yes. I did want to say something.
What would you like to say? Because I have to go into the next section.
Something remains with me, that you said you were arrested for wearing a mask and a gown. And you are hiding your identity that way. You identify yourself with the Ku Klux Klan, but you don't identify yourself personally. If you believe in something, stand up and face it. And face the criticism.
I'm standing up.
I want to know who you are. You have been using your opportunity here as a platform. You have attacked everything, and you have shown yourself up that way.
We want to save America.
You have not defended your position well as far as the matter of your the cleaning incident and the arrest in Georgia. Those are the two things. Those are the two things that you should stand up for at this point, and not attack every possible issue at the same time and make it something of a political campaign generally.
I'm against Sally.
This country's gone to hell.
Everybody in this audience will take it multicultural, okay? You think that we must take everybody's culture into effect to be cultured ourselves. Well, I believe in separation, okay? Not supremacy. I do not want to rule over you. I want to rule over my people. Why do you want to stop me from ruling over my people?
Wow, mud on a new carpet. How beautiful. Oh no, not the Regina steamer carpet cleaner. It's too powerful. And it's too easy to use. It doesn't respect dirt like I do. Oh no, not my tricycle tracks. Oh no, not my flea circus. No, not my self-portrait.
Regina, powerful enough to clean up after Pigpen.
Start with an egg, take out the yolk and the cholesterol, add extra egg whites, and you have the reason why no yolks noodles cook up lighter and fluffier than regular egg noodles. No yolks. We don't have what you don't want.
Worried about your interview tomorrow?
Not if I could get some Z's.
Nitol safely helps you fall asleep fast, so you can get your Z's. Nitol or Maximum Strength Nitol.
Nitol will help you get your Z's.
Ever since New Vision's buy one, give one free offer, Bobby Jr.'s received thousands of inquiries from girls who want his free pair of glasses. This is Roxanne with purple hair. At New Vision, when you buy one pair of glasses, you get a second pair free to keep for yourself or give to someone you love. Oh, give Bobby a great big...
Buy one, give one free. Only at New Vision.
Oh, please, give him a call.
It must be 21 online. We're the one and only. Everybody's saying it must be 21 alive. Come on, turn on to see what's hot is hot. Everybody wants a piece of what we've got. Mr. Non-Stop Hip-Hop on top of the best it can be. Everybody's saying it must be 21 alive. It must be 21 alive.
Could you tell me what you were saying briefly? You were concerned about the children.
Yes, well, I was saying that society looks down upon people who violently separate themselves, and this couple has chosen to put their children in that category, and I don't think that that's fair for the children.
Fair enough. You want to answer that?
The violence part, I have not been violent. My kids have not been to any violence besides this audience getting a little riled. We don't go and lynch people. We don't
She was even concerned. There's violence.
Yes, ma'am.
You guys had a chance, you would...
There's more violence watching Saturday cartoons than what my kids see.
Hold on.
Tammy, you have beautiful kids. What are you going to do when if they decide to go to school and interact with black people? What are you going to do when they bring a friend home who is not of Caucasian heritage?
Are you not supposed to do as your parents tell you to do?
I don't do everything my folks tell me. I have a mind of my own.
Okay, and I tell them that they're not going to public school, so it's not their choice, right? They do not have a choice.
The government says until you're 16, you don't have a right to choose whether or not you want to go to
school. You can't choose your children's
Why not? Do you choose things for your children?
Yes, I do. I'm 22
okay,
years old. I can do
read
how I
certain books.
please.
You don't want them to read witchcraft because they might
They can read whatever they want to read. They have a mind of their own.
Well, then that's what's happening in this country today because you're letting them do what
they want. So you're going to disown your kids because they bring home a child of African descent?
What do you care about most when it comes to your hair?
I guess someone that listens and does what I say to do. Very picky about my hair.
Someone who gets to know me.
It's got to be cool. Convenience. I like everyone done at once.
Great cut for great price.
We Care Hair. What we care about most is you.
Cancer Day is an important tradition at Scott's. And on Wednesday, October 7th, 5% of all sales at all Scott's stores will be donated to Your American Cancer Society.
More good reasons to shop Scott's. Save on fresh boneless chicken breast, just $1.99 a pound. Regular or double stuffed Nabisco Oreo cookies, 20-ounce packages, 2 for just $4 with coupon.
At Scott's Foods, we're committed to quality, price, service, and to wiping out cancer in your lifetime.
The forecasting of weather is a challenge in itself.
It's letting the viewer know that you're concerned about their welfare during times of severe weather.
And we let them know we're there, and we let them know what the weather's going to be when it gets rough.
When we receive a watch or warning, we get it on within seconds.
I find it challenging.
That's part of the job.
I enjoyed what I do. I think a lot of people comment on that. They say, hey, you look like you're having fun. And I do.
Every child needs a special friend.
There's no one at T-ball game.
By adopting a teddy bear from the Allen County Mental Health Association, you can do something special for our children. Your $10 donation gives you a bear to give to your child, or the Mental Health Association will give it to a child who needs a friend. 8 million children in our country need your help. Help us help the children. Call the Mental Health Association at 422-6441.
If you'd like to order a video cassette of Sally's show for only $24.95, call Video Archives at 1-800-FOR-VIDEO. For a transcript, send $3 to 1535 Grant Street, Denver, Colorado, 80203, or call 303-831-9000.
Talking today about the KKK, do they have a right under our laws to wear a robe, to wear a mask, to have a job, to live in your neighborhood? And what does this do to the children? Thank you for being with us today.
Some members of our audience will receive, and a promotional fee has been provided by
Alpine Lace, fat-free and low-cholesterol singles made with real cheese.
Fat-free? Like me? Beautiful.
Free and lean.
Nobody's too young to play the Monopoly game.
Yeah, there's the Monopoly Junior game for kids just like you. You can get rich. Like Monopoly. It's fun.
Like Monopoly, the Monopoly Junior game.
Paul Mitchell Salon Hair Care. We're as good to the environment as we are to you. Available only at fine salons. To give your dog a delicious meaty taste and variety of flavors, please don't bother the butcher. Try new Butcher's Blend and Butcher's Burger brand dog foods.